What's up everyone? Welcome back to another saga. As you can see, we are in beautiful Cancun, Mexico. We had a couple days off for Memorial Day. So we decided, hey, let's do a last minute little saga. We are at Planet Hollywood. Super cute so far. So a lot of people ask us about how the tryout process works and how teams are made and all of that stuff. So me and Arbogast, not right now, but in a second, we're gonna use some of this time to explain to you guys. So you're, a little bit more in the know as to how all of our teams get created and yeah. Okay, so when the kids show up, we separate them into groups and then different coaches have different stations. So for example, I was judging the mini routine. That's typically what I judge because I video all of the mini routine tryouts for us to go back and watch. Typically there's mini routine station, there's standing tumbling station, there's a running tumbling station, and then each kid goes to each station. So when you first come in, you warm up all of your tumbling, anything that you'll do at any station. Then in your mini routine, you do a small routine with standing tumbling, running tumbling, jumps, and then one more standing tumbling pass. Typically that is level appropriate. So all of the passes that you throw in that should be all at the same level, even if you have higher level skills. And then once you rotate, you'll go to a standing tumbling station. Then you'll do all standing tumbling you have. So say you're trying out for a 4, but you also have some level 5 skills, you'll throw those there. Or the coaches might ask to see a lower level skill. So they might ask you, oh, I'm trying out for a 4. Okay, show me your 4 stuff. Also show me your 3. You do the exact same thing at the running tumbling station.
It's pretty simple. Fairly easy, but it's good that everybody gets to be seen by different people, so it's not just one person's opinion. It's within 3 different coaches, and then we can go back and watch the mini routine, because even the mini routine person, their opinion might be different to the other 14, 15 coaches that we have, so it's nice that we do it that way.
Yes.
But I don't really know why we write all that down, because really when we go in there to place the teams, we really just throw all the papers out, and whoever clumps together is where the teams lie, and then I get the coaches' names and then throw those out there, and wherever they fall, then that's what happens. And that's why there's a lot of change this year on who's coaching what team.
Because Brandon just threw the papers in here. So after tryouts is over, we as a staff all go into the room and then we separate all the folders. We separate them by level. So maybe not even necessarily what level the kid is going to be at, but whatever level they tried out for that they put on their sheet, their hopes and dreams. We separate them by that. Then once they're in those stacks, then we go and we look through those stacks and then we separate each level. So say we start at the top, level 6. We separate each into 3 stacks, strongest, medium, and the weakest. And we separate them into 3 stacks. And we base that off of, the scores that they got on their skills or how many skills they threw. So okay, if this person threw doubles and standing to doubles and they're, contributing in every category, okay, they're strong. And they got good scores on them, not just through them. So you're someone who, I threw a round back handspring double, I threw a 2 to double, I did some jumps to back, whatever. Clearly, it's a level 6 athlete and a strong one. They would be in the strong pile. Some people, maybe you have some level 6 skills. So maybe you did a 2 to full and a punch front through to full, but you didn't wrap a double. But then you're still kind of helping the standing tumbling a little bit. So you're in the medium pile. And then there's the weak of the people who are I'm going to be on Royal Cats. But then they really,
one skill.
And they should, yeah, and they did a toe back. And you're oh, hooray, you're not helping the Royal Cats. But anyways, these are just hypotheticals. And we do that, and then when we go to make our teams, we start with the strong stack. And we go and we make a team, and we set those papers out, and we go, okay, who's flying on this team? Okay, this many flyers tried out, or maybe there's a stronger flyer that doesn't quite have the tumbling, that could help this out a lot more. We do this from 6 all the way down to level 1.
It takes a long time.
It takes a very long time.
But we did it for like 12 hours straight one day. It's good stuff. It's exciting. It's hard to not want to be there and do it.
One question that people always ask is, what teams are we going to have next year? Are you going to have a this team? Are you going to have a that team? Whatever. We never know going into tryouts what teams we're going to have. Obviously, there's some teams that are typically around that we hope to have. Really until we have tryouts and we see the numbers of kids that come in with different skill sets, that determines what teams we make and what levels and all that. Okay, I think I'm going to post this one. There's one familiar face that everyone knows. We sprinkled some magic and wow, did they grow. They're not strangers here, been around from the start. They're stronger than ever, a team full of heart. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Who? Oh, don't say who it is. Don't say who it is, actually. That is going to be the next riddle that I post.
Hold on, wait, look at me.
Yeah. Wow, Brandon's so good. All right, the tweet was sent. Let's see what people's guesses are. Another thing that people always wonder about is if we know what teams we're coaching. We don't find out what teams we're coaching until after all the teams have been made and all the teams have been placed. That way coaches can't show favoritism and be like, oh, I want to try to make this one team very strong, but who cares about the rest of the program? You don't get to do that. We try to make all the teams as strong as possible, and then after the fact, you find out. But then, once you do find out, then he tells you, okay, now go look at your team and make sure you're not missing anything. Make sure you don't need a back spot. Make sure you don't need a flyer. Make sure your tumbling numbers are good. All that stuff. So we don't know our teams until after tryouts and after teams have already been placed and picked.
Another perception that is out there when we make phone calls is that we do like a certain order for whatever reason that people think that we would make the phone calls in. And really we can only call between 3 and 9 because usually some kids are still in school or parents are at work. And then you also have to think 3 to 9 is when we're open for classes and privates. So some coaches that don't have privates and classes, which is usually somebody like me, I don't do all of those things, I can start making my calls really fast and really soon. So it has been Worlds teams in the past that I've always called a Worlds team, and that's just how it worked out. But everybody had this perception that, oh, the Worlds kids are going to get called first. Well, that's because I'm not doing anything in the gym. I can't make those phone calls.
Literally.
At that time. So there's a lot of perceptions out there, but really it just comes down to, hey, everybody gets the same amount of phone calls, and when you can make them between this day and this day, have them done, but it has to be between 3 and 9, basically. So
yeah, there's no like particular order. It's not like, hey, let's call all the level 6s first and all of this. It's literally just like, how soon can you get to them? And we get like a roster, and then we get like a certain amount of calls that we have to make. And so typically we just kind of alphabetically go down the roster. So there's no crazy order. It's really just up to the coach and what time they have to make their calls. Another thing that people usually ask a lot of questions about is flyer tryouts. For flyers, if you are a flyer at our gym already and you're currently trying out for the same level, like for instance, you're a level 2 flyer and you're trying out for level 2 again, we don't ask that you come to tryouts just because we already know we've had an entire season seeing your level 2 skills. So we already know if you can handle it again for next year, or if you need to go down a level, or if you should go up a level, or whatever. If you're a new flyer and you've never flown in our gym, or you haven't flown in our gym in the previous year, then we ask that you come to tryouts. When you do come to tryouts, we will ask you, okay, if you say you're trying out for level 5, we have a skill set that we will ask you to show us on either a group with coaches or a group of athletes that were on that same level the year before. Another question that we just got asked, how much weight do coaches place on athletes' desires for teams? We definitely look at where the athlete is wanting to be placed, just because they have hopes and dreams of wanting to be on a certain team or wanting to be on a certain level does not mean that we can always accommodate that. But for the most part, it basically just goes off of skills and your age grid.
And to be honest, we definitely look at it, but it's not like a deciding factor. Like, we know where they should go, and if there's like a question mark, like they could go here and here within a level, then maybe we will look at that a little bit, but it's definitely not a deciding factor.
The next question was, sorry, now I'm on my phone. Our teams this year based off of the new score sheet in order for the teams to excel. Jeez, the bathroom is aggressive. Yes, the teams this season are placed off of the new score sheet. We had a big chart up in the room as we were going through team placements and folders and things and looking at numbers, like now the division needs this many, if you have this many, so on and so forth, just to make sure that every single team, there was enough athletes on the team to hit all of the ranges for the new scoring. So, yes. So yeah, that about wraps it up. Super excited to enjoy my time here in Mexico, to not think about cheerleading for a little bit. Well, actually, let's be real. I'll still be thinking about cheerleading every single day, but I am going to try to enjoy my time and relax a little bit and de-stress before the new season starts. Very excited for the teams that I coach. There are some new ones. There are some that are the same. There are some that are the same that are new. But I can't be saying too much, girl. Can't be saying too much. But anyways, yeah, so hope you enjoyed my little travel saga, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I want you to breathe me.